Captain Jake Miller stood on the bridge of the exploration ship USS Horizon. The ship had just come out of hyperspace at the edge of the Kepler sector. Stars filled the view screen in front of him. Jake was 35 years old with short brown hair and tired eyes. He had been exploring space for 12 years now. "Captain, we are getting strange readings," said Lisa Park from her station. She was the ship's tactical officer. Lisa had black hair tied back in a ponytail and wore the standard blue uniform of Earth Fleet. Her fingers moved quickly over the control panel. "There are 3 large ships coming toward us." Jake walked over to look at her screen. The USS Horizon was small compared to most military ships. It only had 43 crew members. They were sent out here to check on some missing colonies. People had stopped sending messages from this sector 6 months ago. Earth Command wanted to know why. "How big are these ships?" Jake asked. "Each one is about 50 times bigger than us," Lisa said. Her voice was worried. "I have never seen ships like these before." The Horizon's crew had no idea what they were about to face. The Vorthak Dominion had ruled 17 galaxies for over 10,000 years. They were the most powerful force in known space. Their warships were huge, like floating cities made of black metal. Each ship carried enough weapons to destroy entire worlds. The Vorthak had conquered every species they ever met. They gave each new race the same choice: join the Dominion as slaves or die. Most chose to live as slaves. The few who fought back were wiped out completely. Their planets were burned until nothing lived on them. For thousands of years, the galaxy had known only Vorthak rule. They took the best resources from every world. They made other species build their ships and fight their wars. The Dominion grew stronger while everyone else grew weaker. Ben Foster sat at the helm controls. He was young, maybe 25, with red hair and freckles. "Captain, should we run? Our engines are still warm from the jump." Before Jake could answer, a voice came over the communication system. It spoke in broken Galactic Common, the language most space travelers used. "Small ship, you will surrender now. Your people will serve the Dominion or burn like all the others." Jake felt his blood turn cold. He had heard stories about the Dominion, but most people thought they were just myths. Old tales told by crazy traders in space bars. No one had seen them in human space before. "This is Captain Jake Miller of the Earthship Horizon," he said into the communicator. "We are on a peaceful mission. We mean no harm." The alien voice laughed. It was a harsh sound that made everyone on the bridge uncomfortable. "All ships say this. All species think they are special. You are not special. You will kneel like the rest." Amy Chen, the ship's science officer, was looking at her instruments. She had long black hair and wore thick glasses. "Captain, I am reading their energy signatures. Something is very strange about their technology." "What do you mean?" Jake asked. "The patterns look familiar," Amy said. She frowned at her screen. "This is going to sound crazy, but these match some readings we found in the ruins on Mars. You know, the old structures that no one can explain." Jake knew about the Mars ruins. Every human did. They were ancient buildings found deep underground on Mars. No one knew who built them or when. The technology was too advanced for early humans, but it was also too old to be from any known alien race. Rick Adams, the chief engineer, spoke up from the back of the bridge. He was a big man with gray hair and oil stains on his uniform. "Captain, if Amy is right, then these aliens might be using human technology. Old human technology." The idea seemed impossible. Humans had only been in space for 200 years. Before that, they were stuck on Earth fighting wars and trying to survive. How could their technology be older than the most powerful empire in the galaxy? "The alien ships are getting closer," Lisa said. "They have their weapons powered up." Jake looked at the 3 Vorthak ships on the screen. They were massive and covered in weapons. The Horizon had only basic defensive shields and a few small guns. In a fair fight, they would be destroyed in seconds. But something Amy said bothered him. If the Vorthak were using old human technology, then maybe it wasn't as advanced as it looked. Maybe there was something about human design that these aliens didn't understand. "Amy, scan their ships more carefully," Jake ordered. Look for weaknesses. Any weaknesses. I am trying, but their hulls are very thick, Amy said. Wait, there is something odd about their shield generators. They are using a frequency that should not work. What do you mean? Jake asked. The shields are set to block energy weapons, but they are using the wrong frequency, Amy explained. It is like they copied the design but don't understand how. It really works. Kate Brooks, the navigation officer, looked up from her station. She was a quiet woman with short blonde hair. Captain, I am picking up more ships. A lot more ships. They are coming from all directions. Jake felt his stomach drop. The 3 ships in front of them were just the beginning. The Dominion was sending a whole fleet. He looked around at his crew. These were good people. They had families back on Earth. They had dreams and hopes for the future. Lisa, charge our weapons, Jake said. His voice was calm, but inside, he was scared. Rick, give me everything the engines have got. We are going to fight. Captain, we can't win against 3 ships, Ben said. We should run while we still can. Jake shook his head. If we run, they will follow us back to human space. Earth has no defenses against ships like these. We stop them here or everyone we know dies. The Vorthak commander's voice came over the communicator again. You have 10 seconds to surrender. After that, we will destroy you. Jake looked at his crew one more time. They were all looking at him, waiting for orders. These people trusted him with their lives. He would not let them down. Amy, prepare to modulate our shields to match the frequency you found, Jake said. Lisa, target their lead ship. Ben, when I give the word, take us straight at them. Captain, that's suicide, Rick said. Jake smiled. It was not a happy smile. Maybe, but if Amy is right about their technology, we might have one advantage they don't expect. They have been winning for so long they forgot how to lose. The countdown reached 0. The Vorthak ships opened fire. Purple beams of energy shot through space toward the USS Horizon. Each beam was as wide as a building and hot enough to melt steel. The Vorthak had used these weapons to destroy millions of ships over the centuries. No enemy had ever survived their opening attack. Jake Miller watched the deadly light coming at his ship. He had seconds to live. His crew was about to die because of his decision to fight. Maybe Ben Foster was right. Maybe they should have run. Shields up! Lisa Park shouted from her station. Her fingers flew over the controls. The Horizon's defensive shields came online just as the purple beams hit them. Something amazing happened. Instead of burning through the shields and destroying the ship, the Vorthak energy beams seemed to bounce off. But they did more than just bounce. The ship's shields absorbed the energy and fed it into the Horizon's power systems. What the hell? Rick Adams said from the engineering station. He was staring at his readings in shock. Captain, our power levels just went up by 300%. Amy Chen was working frantically at her science station. The shield frequency modulation worked. The Vorthak weapons are designed to overwhelm normal shields with brute force. But our shields are set to the original human frequency. Their weapons are actually feeding us power. Jake could hardly believe what he was hearing. You mean their own weapons are making us stronger? Yes, Captain, Amy said. She was excited now. It's like they took our technology and changed it without understanding how it really works. They made it more powerful but less efficient. On the main screen, Jake could see the Vorthak ships. The aliens had stopped firing. They were probably as confused as everyone else. For 10,000 years, their weapons had never failed to destroy an enemy on the first shot. The lead Vorthak ship sent another message. The alien voice sounded angry now. Impossible. No ship can resist Dominion weapons. You use forbidden technology. Jake smiled. For the first time since the battle started, he felt hopeful. Lisa, target their lead ship. Use all the power we just absorbed. Target locked, Captain, Lisa said. Firing. The Horizon's small weapons were not much compared to military ships. They were meant for clearing asteroid fields and scaring away pirates. But now they were charged with stolen Vorthak energy. The quantum fields around each weapon blast glowed bright blue. The weapons hit the lead Vorthak ship right in the center. Jake expected the alien shields to absorb the attack easily. Instead, the blue energy went right through their defenses like they were not there. Explosions bloomed across the enemy ship's hull. Internal fires started spreading as human weapons tore through alien armor. The Vorthak had built their shields to stop their own purple energy beams. They had no defense against the original human technology. "Direct hit," Lisa shouted. "Their shields are down. Hull breaches on multiple decks." The alien commander's voice came over the communicator again. This time he sounded scared. "This cannot be. Our shields are perfect. Our armor is the strongest in the galaxy." "Not against the people who invented it," Jake said into the communicator. Rick Adams was watching his engineering displays with wide eyes. "Captain, we still have power left over from their attack. A lot of power." Jake looked at the two remaining Vorthak ships. They were backing away from the horizon, but they had not fled. The aliens were probably calling for help. Soon this sector would be full of Dominion warships. "Ben, take us after them," Jake ordered. "We finish this now." "Yes, sir," Ben said. He pushed the engines to full power. The horizon shot forward like a bullet. The second Vorthak ship opened fire as they approached. More purple beams reached out for the human ship. Once again, the horizon's shields absorbed the energy and fed it to their weapon systems. "Their weapons are useless against us," Amy said. "As long as we maintain the right shield frequency, they are just giving us more power." Lisa fired again. The charged human weapons punched through the second alien ship's defenses. Explosions ripped through the enemy hull. The ship split in half and started spinning away into space. The third Vorthak ship tried to run. Its engines glowed bright as it attempted to escape. But the horizon was faster now, powered by stolen alien energy. "Don't let them get away," Jake said. "If even one ship escapes, they will warn the rest of the Dominion." Ben pushed the ship harder. The horizon caught up to the fleeing alien vessel just as it was trying to jump to hyperspace. Lisa fired one more time. The blue energy beam hit the Vorthak ship's engine section. The entire ship exploded in a ball of fire. Silence fell over the bridge. Jake looked around at his crew. They were all staring at the viewscreen in shock. 3 Vorthak ships were gone. Debris floated in space where the mighty alien vessels used to be. "Did we really just do that?" Ben asked quietly. "Sensor. Sweep shows no more enemy ships in the area," Kate Brooks reported. "We are alone." Jake sat down in his captain's chair. His hands were shaking. 10 minutes ago, they were about to die. Now they had defeated 3 ships from the most powerful empire in the galaxy. "Amy, send a message to Earth Command," Jake said. "Tell them what happened here. Tell them about the technology connection." "What should I say?" Amy asked. Jake thought for a moment. "Tell them that humanity just kicked the Dominion in the teeth. And tell them to get ready. The aliens are going to be very angry about this." Rick Adams looked up from his station. "Captain, I am reading some strange signals from the alien wreckage. It looks like they were transmitting data right before they died." "What kind of data?" Jake asked. "Everything," Rick said. "Ship designs, weapon frequencies, our location. They sent it all to the Dominion fleet." Jake felt his blood turn cold again. The victory suddenly did not feel so good. How long before the Dominion gets that message? Amy was working at her computer. Based on their transmission frequency, maybe 6 hours for the nearest fleet, 12 hours for their main forces. "And how long to get back to Earth?" Jake asked. Ben checked his navigation. "At maximum speed, 18 hours. Jake stood up. The battle was over, but the war was just beginning. "Set course for Earth, maximum speed. We need to warn everyone." As the horizon jumped into hyperspace, Jake thought about what they had learned. Humanity's ancient technology was better than anything the Dominion had, but the aliens had thousands of ships and billions of soldiers. The fight for humanity's survival was about to begin. The USS Horizon raced through hyperspace toward Earth. In the ship's laboratory, Amy Chen worked without stopping. She had pieces of Vorthak technology spread across 3 tables. Every scan revealed more shocking truths about the alien empire. "This is impossible," Amy said to herself. She had been saying that a lot lately. The Vorthak computer cores were filled with human design patterns, not similar patterns. Exact matches to technology found in Earth's oldest ruins. Jake Miller walked into the lab. He had not slept since the battle. Dark circles showed under his eyes. "What have you found, Amy?" Amy looked up from her work. Her hair was messy and her uniform was wrinkled. "Captain, the Vorthak didn't invent any of this technology. They stole it. All of it." "Stole it from who?" Jake asked. "From us," Amy said. "From humans, but not modern humans. Ancient humans from thousands of years ago." Jake sat down in a chair next to her table. This was too much to understand. "That makes no sense. Humans were living in caves 10,000 years ago. We had no space technology." Amy picked up a data pad and showed him the readings. "That's what we thought. But look at this. The Vorthak database has records going back 12,000 years. They call it the First War." Jake looked at the alien symbols on the screen. The translation software was still working on most of it, but some words were clear. Human Empire. Great Defeat. Final Cleansing. "The Vorthak fought a war against humans 12,000 years ago?" Jake asked. "Not just fought," Amy said. "They lost. For 3,000 years, humans ruled most of this galaxy. We had ships bigger than anything the Vorthak have now. We had technology that could move stars." Kate Brooks walked into the lab carrying more data pads. She had been working with the communication records from the alien ships. "Captain, you need to hear this. I found something in their transmission logs." Kate played a recording. It was in the Vorthak language, but the translation was clear. "The cursed ones have returned. The humans show the old power. All fleets must gather." The final cleansing was incomplete. Jake felt cold. "Final cleansing?" Amy nodded sadly. "The Vorthak didn't just defeat ancient humanity. They tried to wipe us out completely. They destroyed our worlds, our ships, our technology. They hunted down every human they could find." "But some escaped," Kate said. "Small groups of humans fled to the edge of the galaxy. One group made it to a little planet called Earth." The pieces were starting to fit together in Jake's mind. "So we are the descendants of refugees, the last survivors of a great human empire." "That's not all," Amy said. She pulled up another file on her computer. "The Vorthak have been searching for Earth for thousands of years. They knew some humans escaped, but they could never find where we went." Lisa Park's voice came over the ship's communicator. "Captain, please come to the bridge. We are receiving signals from Earth." Jake and the others hurried to the bridge. Lisa was working at her station with a worried look on her face. "Earth Command is sending emergency messages to all ships. Something big is happening." "Put it on the main screen," Jake ordered. Admiral Johnson appeared on the view screen. He was an old man with gray hair and a serious face. Jake had met him once before at a fleet meeting. The Admiral looked tired and scared. "All Earth fleet vessels. This is Admiral Johnson with an emergency bulletin. Long-range sensors have detected a massive alien fleet moving toward human space. Initial counts show over 3,000 ships. Estimated arrival time is 6 days." Jake felt his stomach drop. 3,000 ships. The Horizon had barely survived against 3. The Admiral continued. "All ships are ordered to return to Earth immediately. We are implementing Emergency Protocol 7. All colonies are being evacuated. Earth's orbital defenses are being activated." The message ended. The bridge was quiet for a moment. Ben Foster was the first to speak. 3,000 ships. How do we fight 3,000 ships?" "We don't," Rick Adams said. "Earth's defenses might stop 50 ships, maybe 100, but 3,000? Jake thought about what Amy had discovered. "Amy, you said ancient humans had better technology than the Vorthak. What happened to it?" "Most of it was destroyed in the war," Amy said. "But some might still exist. Hidden bases, old shipyards, defense systems. The Vorthak database mentions several locations they could never find." Kate was working at her navigation station. "Captain, I am cross-referencing the Vorthak data with our archaeological records. There are matches. Sites on Earth, Mars, and the asteroid belt that we thought were just old ruins. What kind of sites? Jake asked. Deep underground structures, Kate said. We always thought they were shelters or storage facilities. But according to this data, they might be something else. Amy was getting excited. Command centers, weapon factories, ship construction yards. The ancient humans hid their most important technology deep underground before the Vorthak could destroy. Jake made a decision. Ben, change course. We are going to Mars first. Mars, sir? Ben asked. The ruins in Valles Marineris, Jake said. We explored them 2 years ago. If Amy is right, those might not be ruins at all. Rick looked confused. Captain, shouldn't we go straight to Earth? The fleet is coming. If we go to Earth with nothing, we die, Jake said. If there is ancient human technology on Mars, we need to find it. It might be our only chance. The Horizon dropped out of hyperspace near Mars 6 hours later. The red planet looked peaceful in the sunlight. But Jake knew that somewhere below the surface, the secrets of humanity's forgotten past were waiting. Dan White, the ship's communication officer, had been monitoring space traffic. Captain, I am picking up signals from the Mars research stations. They are evacuating too. Good, Jake said. We will have the ruins to ourselves. As the Horizon entered Mars orbit, Amy made one final discovery in the Vorthak data. Captain, there is something else. The Vorthak are not just coming to destroy Earth, they are coming to finish what they started 12,000 years ago. What do you mean? Jake asked. Amy looked up from her computer. Her face was pale. They call it the Great Reckoning. They believe that if any humans survive this time, we will grow strong again. We will build new ships and reclaim our empire. They cannot let that happen. Jake understood. This was not just a war for territory or resources. This was a war for the right to exist. The Vorthak would not stop until every human in the galaxy was dead. Then we better make sure we win, Jake said. Take us down to the surface. Let's see what our ancestors left for us. The USS Horizon landed near the ancient ruins in Valles Marineris on Mars. Jake Miller and his team put on their environmental suits and walked into the deep canyon. The structures they had explored 2 years ago looked different now. Amy Chen carried a scanner that was tuned to detect the energy signatures they had found in Vorthak technology. The readings are getting stronger, Amy said through her helmet radio. There is definitely something active down here. They walked deeper into the ruins. The walls were made of a strange metal that did not rust or decay. Ancient symbols covered every surface. Kate Brooks was taking pictures and trying to translate them with the new data from the Vorthak computers. These symbols match the patterns in the alien database, Kate said. This is definitely human writing. Very old human writing. Ben Foster was looking at his handheld scanner. I am reading massive energy sources about 50 meters below us. Whatever is down there, it has been waiting for a long time. They found a door hidden behind fallen rocks. The metal was the same as the walls, but this door had a hand-shaped scanner next to it. Amy placed her gloved hand on the scanner. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the scanner glowed blue and the door opened. It recognizes human DNA, Amy said in amazement. After 12,000 years, the team walked through corridors that stretched deep underground. Emergency lights came on as they passed. The ancient systems were still working. After walking for 20 minutes, they entered a huge chamber filled with machines. My God, Rick Adams whispered. It's a command center. Computer screens covered the walls. Holographic displays showed star maps of the entire galaxy. In the center of the room sat a chair that looked like it was designed for a human. Jake walked over and sat down. The moment he touched the chair, the entire room came alive. Computers started humming. Displays lit up with information in ancient human language. A voice spoke in perfect English. Welcome, descendant. I am the guardian of Mars Station. I have been waiting for your return. Jake nearly jumped out of the chair. Who are you? I am an artificial intelligence created by the human empire to preserve our knowledge, the voice said. When the Vorthak came, we hid our most important technology in protected sites like this one. We knew that someday humans would return. Amy stepped forward. How many sites like this exist? 17 major facilities remain active, the Guardian said. Mars Station, Luna Base, the Asteroid Fortress, and 14 others scattered across the solar system. Each one contains different aspects of our technology. Jake felt hope growing in his chest. What kind of technology? The Guardian's holographic displays changed to show ship designs. These were not like any ships Jake had ever seen. They were massive and beautiful, with lines that seemed to flow like water. The Eclipse-class battleships were our greatest achievement. Each one could defeat 100 enemy vessels. How many ships can you build? Jake asked. With the resources available in this system, we can construct 50 Eclipse-class ships in 72 hours, the Guardian said. However, we will need crews for them. Rick was studying the ship designs on the displays. Captain, these ships are incredible. The weapon systems alone are beyond anything we have, the Guardian continued. There is more. The defense platforms around Earth were never destroyed. They were hidden. When the time comes, they will reveal themselves. Jake stood up from the chair. Guardian, the Vorthak are coming. A fleet of 3,000 ships. How long do we have? Based on their current speed, the enemy will reach Earth in 4 days, the Guardian said. That gives us enough time to prepare. What do you need from us? Jake asked. Return to Earth immediately, the Guardian said. Gather as many skilled pilots and engineers as you can find. When you return, the ships will be ready. The team hurried back to the horizon. As they took off from Mars, Jake sent an emergency message to Earth Command. He told them about the Guardian and the ancient technology. He asked for volunteers to crew the new ships. Admiral Johnson's response came back quickly. Captain Miller, I don't know if I believe what you're telling me, but we have no other options. I'm sending you our best people. The Horizon raced back to Mars with 50 of Earth's finest pilots and engineers. When they arrived, Jake could hardly believe what he saw. The ancient shipyards were active. Massive construction robots were building ships in the deep canyons of Mars. The Eclipse-class battleships were beautiful. Each one was 2 kilometers long and covered in weapons that glowed with blue energy. The armor was made of the same metal as the ruins, but somehow it seemed alive. Captain Sarah Davis was one of the volunteers. She was a veteran pilot with 20 years of experience. Jake, these ships are amazing. The controls respond to thought as much as touch. It's like they know what you want to do before you do it. Dr. Mark Thompson, Earth's best engineer, was studying the ship's systems. The power source is incredible. It's some kind of quantum field generator that draws energy from space itself. We could run these ships for 1,000 years without refueling. 3 days later, the human fleet was ready. 50 Eclipse-class battleships waited in space around Mars. Each ship had a crew of 20 humans who had trained day and night to learn the ancient systems. Jake stood on the bridge of the flagship, which he had named the Redemption. Through the view screen, he could see Earth in the distance. Soon the Vorthak fleet would arrive. This time humanity would be ready. All ships, this is Captain Miller, Jake said into the fleet communication system. In a few hours we will face the same enemy that destroyed our ancestors 12,000 years ago. But we are not the same humans they defeated before. We have learned, we have grown, and we have not forgotten. The response from the other ships was immediate. Ready to fight, Captain. Let's finish this. For humanity. Kate Brooks was monitoring long-range sensors. Captain, I am reading hyperspace signatures. The Vorthak fleet is coming out of jump near Pluto. 3,000 ships, just like the Admiral said. Jake looked at his small fleet of 50 ships. The odds were still 60 to 1 against them. But these were not ordinary ships. These were the weapons of humanity's golden age, powered by technology the Vorthak had never fully understood. Guardian, are the Earth defense platforms ready? Jake asked. The ancient AI's voice filled the bridge. All systems are active and waiting. The orbital fortresses will reveal themselves when the enemy enters Earth space. Jake took a deep breath. All ships, this is it. Take us toward Earth. It's time to show the Vorthak that humanity never stays down for long. The human fleet moved. toward Earth as the Vorthak Armada approached from the outer system. The final battle for humanity's future was about to begin.